Okay, so one other thing I want to do. I should have maybe done this on the other video, but whatever. Actually, I freaking hate that material. I'm a big fan of this one. Okay, and what I want to do is I've got this picture here, and I want to get this into... Oh, you bastard, where did it go? Is it that? Okay, great. Let's just save this picture. And save images. And we'll just pop this over, and I'm going to put it into my project folder. And so I'm zipping it down, and let's put it in here. Great. And, yeah, great. Okay, and this thing, actually I didn't know you could do that. Okay, whatever. This thing is, how big is it? It's 1511 by 1039. So if I go back here to Maya, and I go in and I'll just quickly create a Polygon Plane. Boop. Okay, let's just hit if. Okay, let's get rid of all that extra divisions there. Boop. Okay. And if I type in on the x-axis, I type in, what was that again? That was like 1511, 15.11 by, not the y, I want the z, 10.39, giving the aspect ratio of the image. And then I go right click and I go assign Lambert color. I'm going to go in and put in the file texture and go in here and browse for it. And actually I didn't put it right in the source images, did I? Because I didn't feel like it. There it is. Okay, and I just hit 6 on the keyboard, and Vavoom is here with the correct aspect ratio. And I'm just going to hold down J and rotate it 90 degrees. And this is a good 3/4 shot, too. Okay. Decent 3/4 shot. Not perfect. Let's just move it over here, and I'll just make it bigger. Okay, so I could use this to kind of help me sculpt her face and figure out the face here. But more importantly, I like this haircut. Okay, this is a haircut that's a shape. Okay, it's not like there's frizzy all over the place. Frizzy all over the place, I gotta use the hair systems. Or I gotta start using planes with alpha channels on them, and I don't really want to do that because it takes a little while. This one here, it's gonna take a little while, but it's still, this is gonna be better because it's like one shape. So, let's just go and freeze the transformations, and we'll delete the history. I might just do a quick save. Yeah, okay, great. And then, maybe I'll position it just a little bit better. I'm just going to change that. I just keep holding down Control. Control will lock it into different axes here, so you just want to lock it in 2 axes. I don't like those plane handles. Those drive me freaking nuts, particularly when I'm selecting components. So I like this, say here, a little over to the corner. Great. Okay. And now I'm going to go File, Export Selection, and we'll just call this Ref Plane, something like that. Great. And Export Selezione, and then let's go over to ZBrush, and I'm going to do one more of these little things where I grab the little star, and I go Import, and it's coming over here on the side, and Ref Plane, boom, there it is. And then I'm going to go up here to Texture, and I don't like the image planes that ZBrush has. Not crazy about them. So this is my evil trick. I'm just going to go and import, and see, there it is right there, boom. So I've just imported it in, so it's sitting over here now. Okay, I might have to flip this. We'll check in 1 second here. If I go down into Texture Map, and I've already got the UVs for this, so if I just do that, yeah, I was right, it's upside down. Okay, so I gotta go down here to Texture, grab this thing, and I'll flip it vertically. Okay, then if I go in here and I reload it, but boom! There we go. And so, if I go over here to, which one am I looking at? It's probably this one? Yes, I'm right. Okay, and if I go into the subtools, and I go ahead and I hit Append, I can go in and I don't know where it is. I'm gonna, oh, there it is. Good. There we go. So as I'm sculpting, I can see this over here. I can hide it whenever I want to, but I yeah, like I said, I don't like the 3D planes, so this is good. And I'll just do a quick another save as, and let's put this into the scene folder. Yes! So it's replacing it. And there you go. There's like how I'm going to start sculpting things up. Maybe I'll try to include some other parts of this hair. Okay, now how the hell am I going to do this? Let's move my microphone. This is one of the things that I don't like about trying to ZBrush and sculpt. I have to move my microphone, and then where do I put my beer? All those things. Okay, so this shape here, this is this sphere is going to be kind of crappy here. BMV. I'm just switching to my move so I can kind of shape things. But this shape is, you know, it's a nice sphere and everything like that, but the overall topology of it is just not good. It's going to be okay for a little while, and then we're going to start noticing this gets on our nerves. So let's Dynamesh. Okay, and so to Dynamesh this, one other thing that drives me nuts, I freaking hate it whenever I change the menus. Like if I go to Subtool and then I go over here to Geometry, and it closes down Subtool and Geometry and then moves things around. If I go over here to Preferences and I go into Interface and I go into Palettes and I turn off one open subpalette, but boom, now I can have two open at the same time and I can just shuffle between them, okay? And now, if I go down here to Dynamesh and I turn on Dynamesh, see it's at 128, let's see what that gives us. That's not bad. I could take this, and I typically use square numbers, so 128, 264. Actually, I use it at 254. It's 254. Why did it go to 64? Let's just type it in. Boop. Okay, great. 256. Okay, and then when I Dynamesh, I have to sculpt a little bit first, move some things around, then I hold down Control on the keyboard away from the object, and boom, it Dynameshes and it gives me a little bit to play with. And maybe even, let's see, so I could do some general shapeage right now. Okay, that's all I'm doing, shapeage. And I typically like the bit of the move brush, and actually I don't know what this is going to look like from the front. It looks to me hard to say how she did this in real life. In real life, she tucked all of her hair up into a bun. Something big and forming under there, like some kind of wiggy thing. Wiggy! Okay, and so I'm going to call that good for the moment, and then if I just Dynamesh again, I just hold down Control, and it retopologizes for me. And then I can pull out things like the clay buildup. I just hit BCB on my keyboard, and that brought up clay buildup, and then maybe I'll move this down a little bit. And actually, it's hard to see with the polyframe on. Okay, and also, too, it's mirroring, and I can only get so far with the mirroring, really. Okay, but I'm just kind of getting a general sculpt for this. And I almost feel like I'm going to put some other images off the side that I'm going to be working with. But eventually, after I do this for a little while, what time are they, 8 minutes? I'm going to go off symmetry, and then I'll probably end up doing some... if I go off symmetry, I'll just end up doing some sculpting on this and getting a good overall shape. Here, I'm just going to turn off X, and I can go over here and go off symmetry and start to sculpt this up. And okay, but I really hate sitting here and doing this in front of everybody and talking and having music. I start going quiet, and I go into my strange little world. Yeah, but I'm going to eventually go in and use the Z-remesher on this after I get some good shape, something I'm happy with. And this is going to take a little bit. So I'm going to stop here, and I'll come back to it.